Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office has released a statement outlining 5 principles, it says, were approved by the Security Cabinet. Now, first on the list is the disarming of Hamas. The second, the return of all captives in Gaza, the living and the dead. The third, the demilitarization of the Gaza Strip. The fourth, Israeli security control in the Gaza Strip. And finally, the establishment of an alternative civilian administration that is neither Hamas nor the Palestinian Authority. Israeli political analyst Akiva Eldar is joining us now from Tel Aviv. So thank you very much indeed for being with us. Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister, had been pushing for a full takeover of the Gaza Strip. His senior Israeli military leadership had been pushing back on that, saying that they were concerned about the fitness of their troops, many of whom are reservists, many of whom have been fighting for a very long time. Now we're seeing this occupation of Gaza. Is this, in some sense, a compromise, if you like, for Benjamin Netanyahu? He has to be seen to be going in somewhere, and Gaza City is the start of that.
Well, Netanyahu has promised the Israeli people that he will, number one, he will destroy Hamas, he will get rid of them, and he will bring back the captives, those who are still alive. And I'm afraid that every hour, every day, we are losing another one. So far, after almost 700 days, what we see is that he is destroying the captives and the Hamas is still there. At the same time, he is losing the support of the Israeli people, the Israeli military and security establishment. He got rid of the Minister of Defense, got rid of the Chief of Staff, the head of the Shin Bet, now the chairman of the Security and Foreign Relations Committee. He lost the international community's support. And I believe that this, if he will do it, and I still believe that someone will whisper in the ears of President Trump that it's not the interest of the United States to go back to Gaza, to occupy, to see more images and footage of Palestinian children and women dying in Gaza. Someone will remind him that the Muslim minority in the United States voted in big numbers in favor of the Republican Party. And I believe that you will see in the next few days hundreds of thousands of Israelis in the streets demonstrating against it. You will see more and more soldiers, reservists refusing to be drafted, while we are also witnessing the Orthodox community blocking the roads, and there is a crisis, a coalition crisis. So actually what we see now in Israel is a complete chaos, both economically, militarily, and socially.
I'm just seeing a report here in the Guardian website. Israeli opposition leader Yair Lapid has apparently, as they say, blasted that decision to occupy Gaza City as, quote, a disaster. He's blaming the far-right ministers Itamar Ben-Gvir and Bezalel Smotrich for, quote, dragging the Israeli Prime Minister into something that was exactly what Hamas wanted. Are we seeing the beginnings of a pushback against the Netanyahu coalition when it comes to military action, which may have the consequences not only on the Palestinian people, but, as you were just describing, on Israeli forces as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And, to travel to Europe or to the Gulf with an Israeli passport and to speak Hebrew in the street is becoming impossible. Almost everywhere there are demonstrations, and, you cannot be safe with an Israeli passport or with the speaking Hebrew. And at the same time, there are the unions and the business community are organizing now to maybe in few days to call for a general strike. And this has nothing to do with the cabinet's decision to go into Gaza. It just adds another layer to the frustration, since there is a consensus in Israel. And I can tell you that even if you speak privately off the record with ministers, members of the cabinet, who, their fate is in the hands of Netanyahu, so they will vote in favor of everything that Netanyahu wants them to vote in favor. But there is a frustration about the exit strategy. We know that the chief of staff says that it will take 2 years if we want really to go into all the tunnels and to get rid of the last Hamas terrorist. We will be there for years. There is no chance to bring the captives alive back to their families, and more Israelis will be killed. And there are still many Israelis that are calling to stop the war. I can show you 2 pages in today's Haaretz with the big advertisement calling to stop the war because it's immoral. It's immoral, the starvation. It's immoral to, to make more war crimes after so long and so many war crimes that Israel has been doing in Gaza. So artists, academics, and we don't know exactly how many universities and how many artists have boycotted Israel, but Israel is becoming pariah. I was, very proud of being an Israeli after Oslo, and while we offer the Palestinians some future, now it's really getting very, very embarrassing.
I want to ask you just about something that has come out or gained more traction, if you like, as a result of this security cabinet meeting. Netanyahu's office had issued a statement outlining the 5 principles that it was planning to aim for: the disarming of Hamas, for example, return of all captives in Gaza, living and the dead, demilitarization of the Gaza Strip. He's also, at the end, said the establishment of an alternative civilian administration that is neither Hamas nor the Palestinian Authority. Benjamin Netanyahu seems to think that that is going to be made up, at least in part, of an Arab coalition. How likely is it, do you think, that is going to happen?
Well, we have to add to the equation, to the discussion, the fact that there are more and more Israeli analysts, very serious and senior, that believe that Netanyahu's interest is to gain more time in order to pass the time of the elections, as long as there is a war going on, to argue that you cannot now start the political campaign, elections campaign. Maybe he will change some laws, some bills to make it hard for Arabs to vote or to form Arab parties. And the war is becoming a way for him, dragging his feet there, is leading us to another kind of judiciary revolution that will serve Netanyahu, because we have to remember that Netanyahu's trial is still on. He will have to go back to court and to prove that he's not guilty of corruption. So as long as the war is a kind of a security belt for him, it's actually defending him from what's waiting down the road. And this is prison. So he is actually taking the Israelis hostage in order to prevent him from ending his political career. And the coalition is just, a bunch of mediocre politicians that their future depends on the Netanyahu's family. Netanyahu, his wife, and his son. So if the Israeli public will not stop him, we can see another kind of an Argentinian or Hungarian non-liberal democracy in Israel.
Akiva Eldar, we're very grateful to you for being with us on Al Jazeera, as always. Thank you very much indeed.
My pleasure.
Don't miss out to get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insight. Like, share, stay ahead.